Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the sticky header, which is also known as a fixed header because well, it has the fixed position on the entire block. So we first have the default global header positioned as fixed, and we have another type of sticky header, but as a sticky top global section. I will explain later what both do. So for example, in this demo we have a fixed header, while on the Stockholm demo we have a static header and a sticky top global section, which in this case is set to show only when scrolling upwards. As you can see, there are two headers, where in this case is just one, which is transforming itself. So first I will try in this demo to show how to change the in this case a relative header to fixed. So I'm going to customizer, then access header, general, and here we have the header position. I'm going to choose fixed and just publish. As you can see, the header is fixed. It just stays there, and that's about it. It's a basic fixed header. You can of course customize the header to add a background to it, or I don't know, set different colors and so on. For the moment, this is the basic header. Now here I've noted another type of setting, the animated shrinking header, which is basically adds a few animations and allows it to shrink. Now what I mean by that is, if I enable it, and I will just note here to talk about overlapping, because it's an important aspect of the header. So now when enabling the anime header on scroll, when editing a header in Elementor, a new set of options will show up in the sections advanced fixed sticky section settings. And if we click here, there are multiple settings. For example, you can set an exact height, let's say 70 pixels, and set a background of white, gray. If we reload, you can see nothing changed, but when scrolling, the header transformed itself. Again, these settings here only show up when this setting is enabled. So other settings are disable transitions, in this case is not necessary, and you can hide it on scroll. Now again, this is not recommended, only for example here, where this, as you can see here, this these two have this setting enabled. Let me just edit this one to show. there it is, hide on scroll, and this one hide on scroll and show on header hover. So when scrolling, when hovering the header, this one will also show up. Other settings would be to allow changing the logo on the fixed header. And that's about it. These are the settings of it. Now for overlapping, what I mean is, in this case, as you can see, the header is fixed, but it doesn't overlap the upcoming content. So for example, if I enable overlapping and refresh, you will see that it will stay over the content. So it's a very important setting that I recommend checking. Now, looking back and using a sticky top global section, what I mean is, let's first disable, just set it to relative. Now I know you in case you're coming from an Elementor background, you probably have a different way of doing things. For instance, to set a section to fixed in the motion effects block, but I strongly recommend not to do that, because Ray's header is way more complex and powerful, and in my opinion better made, because for example, when inspecting the entire block, when using Elementor's way of doing things, the fixed position is set on the inner section, it's set here, whereas Raise is made on the entire block, and this is a much better practice. Now one thing that I noted here is that it's currently set not to be fixed on mobile, but this option is enabled. Anyway, going back to what I wanted to show in regards to the sticky top global section, when accessing customizer and going to general settings, sticky global sections, you can have a generic global section to be to show up above other content. Usually this one is recommended when you want to have a completely different header. For instance, let's just pick one that I made earlier, and yeah, it's all good. As you can see, a different header is showing up. So this one is the sticky top global section. I will just edit right away, and let's make this logo a bit smaller, let's say 80. Let's transform this one, let's say like this, and let's make a smaller padding. and let's make it white. Okay, so sorry. Let's update. Now when refreshing, we're going to notice the newly added sticky top global section. It's like I said, it's usually best for custom content when it has to be different than the normal one. And that's about it with this one. It has several options. Like I said, you can also add a bottom global section. It will show up here. Anyway, but that's a different story. Now going back to the summary, there's a frequently asked question considered a bug. More exactly, many people reported that some pages don't support a fixed header. And why is that? So, for example, let's take this page and this one. And let me close this one. And let me just disable this one so I can revert back to the... Sorry. This one. Okay. So in this page the header will get fixed. However, in this page it won't. Now this is because this page has overrides, and you can change this just by editing the page and deselecting or selecting fixed, or fixed in this case, and set overlapping to yes, because in this case I want the header to overlap this this area. And I'm just going to refresh, and there it is. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and let me know. Bye.